Welcome into Actual Play Entertainment Presents episode 14 of the Two-Headed Serpent, an epic action-packed globe-spanning campaign for Pulp Cthulhu published by Caduceus. Woo! My name is Dave and I am the keeper. The closet BG fans joining me today to roll dice are Joe, Kurt, and Mike.
I'm not closeted about it at all.
Oh, I'm looking at my levels and I think I just blew my mic right out doing that.
Would you be
that was fun.
BG fan or a
epic.
BG's fan? A BG fan?
BGs?
Huh.
I like the whole group.
I'm a BJ fan.
Blue Jays?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, Blue Jays.
Nailed it.
BGs. I think you got a plural at the end. Each one's an individual BG, right?
Bees G's?
The Bees Jeezies.
I'm gonna do
Just
some
ran
heavy
off the
editing
rails.
here. Some heavy editing. For those of you still with us, we are playing the Two-Headed Serpent. So where did we leave off last time?
In a place of darkness and horror.
We're at Lucian's house, and the staff that he stole is gone.
The staff that I
From
was
his cheap
carefully
safe under
keeping
his
safe.
desk. Carefully in your cheap second-rate safe.
It's a very expensive safe, actually. I'll have you know. Lucian doesn't have a cheap anything.
Well, you got hosed on it because it wasn't very safe at all.
Ooh,
But
I hope I can do rim shot sounds. Off to a ripping start.
Are you practicing that Scottish accent already?
No, he's still got a cold, I think.
Oh, okay.
I'll do some work though. I've got notes. We'll see.
I can't wait.
Yeah, accents. No, not a voice actor. Just a dude. So let's start there, I guess. As the scene opens over Lucian's, where is it, in his office? What would his office look like?
Oh, cluttered, unkept.
Well, not how I pictured it in my head.
Books opened everywhere.
What do you have, like the
in
mop
piles
like,
on the floor?
pinned up on the, like, where the
Oh, yeah.
wings are pinned, those things
Yeah,
all over the place?
100%. Yeah, and like the hand of a monitor lizard and a coelacanth. You know, those like fish that everyone thought were extinct for millennia. He's got one of those mounted and stuffed on his wall. Yeah, this.
Nice.
Nice. So we see that scene of the cluttered office. And the camera behind Lucian as you pause for a second, you did notice like something's not right. And you open the safe and his eyes widen in horror as there's nothing there. Dun dun dun.
So he falls back like straight-legged onto his ass on the floor and just like can't get his breath. And then he finds his breath. Says, "It's gone! It's gone! Get in here! Which one of you foul miscreants pulled my rod?"
Hold my rod.
I mean, took my rod. Took my rod.
Sort of better.
Better.
What do you mean it's gone?
So the two of you come rushing in with Heathcliff behind with his
What's
fisherman's
gone?
friends in his mouth.
The rod.
What's gone? I have no idea
The
what
rod.
you're talking about.
The Queen's
What
rod.
rod? What rod?
I thought we were calling it a staff. Why are we calling it a rod now? I don't know about this.
It's a rod.
Why
It's
is nobody telling
regardless,
me what's
it's gone.
happening?
What's your road you're talking about?
Oi!
Huh?
Oh,
That was really
Heathcliff,
good.
your cold has cleared up dramatically.
He coughs
He
again.
actually he does speak English. Oh, I didn't this whole time. Amazing.
Maynard,
Are you
In this-
are you having us on, Lucian?
No.
Is this
What
a
do you-
ruse?
what do you
I'd like to try a psychology check on Lucian right now to make sure that he hasn't stashed this
Oh.
rod somewhere else in the house.
There's a lack of
Crit fail.
trust in the group.
I failed.
Okay, yeah, Lucian seems panicked. You don't really know what to make of it.
I was carefully secreting away a valuable artifact that I found and was
Absconded with.
selectively keeping to myself for future study. Maynard, I had every intention of telling you, but I have to admit that I didn't fully trust your relationship with Caduceus. But now it's
You
gone.
told me. We argued about it in the rain at the airport, and you took it home anyways after I pleaded with you to hand it over to Caduceus.
Oh yes,
I knew this would happen.
that's right. We did do that, didn't we?
Russ,
We did.
Yes.
Russ would
well,
be
now it's
quiet.
gone. So you knew of it.
Russ would have no idea about any of this. What is Russ thinking as
He's
these
actually
two
been
argue?
asking multiple times, what is missing? What? In his head, they're hiding something from me. They're not telling me something.
A valuable artifact that I was keeping safe for study was critical to our mission of uncovering the mysteries that we're trying to delve into. And it's gone, damn it, it's gone. It was here in this safe. Heathcliff,
Big deal.
Heathcliff, you were supposed to be watching it.
So, all right, Lucian, settle down for a second. What he's trying to say is that when we uncovered the Dreamer several weeks back, there were a number of artifacts that were clearly buried, entombed with her, and Lucian kept them, some of them, and hid them in the safe. And now we're trying to, they've resurrected the Dreamer, and we're on a mission to try and figure out what she's capable of. She's obviously disappeared and is angry with Caduceus, and her staff is missing, and it was never properly returned to her, or we never told Caduceus about it.
Heathcliff's eyes widen. You fool! He just seems angry right now, looking at Lucian.
Heathcliff, I was taking every safety precaution. You were never in danger, but you had to have seen something, heard something. Heathcliff, who's in the flat?
He shakes his head and shrugs us.
Damn it, man, it's your job to keep these premises secure.
You have me driving around like an idiot all the time. Look at my accent. It's all. He starts coughing again and eats a fisherman's friend.
Coming back.
Maybe it was
Fisherman's
when you were driving her, always running errands for you and picking you up.
All right,
And then-
stop. You're going to give yourself.
He pauses for a sec, like he remembers something, and he looks at you and he goes, there was like a utility van out front when I left this morning, but I didn't see anyone working. I thought it was weird. And he takes a drink of water, coughs a little bit.
A van? What sort of van? What color? What was written on the side of it?
I
Tell
just
me, man,
told
quickly.
you. It was a utility van. Coughs again.
Utilities of Manhattan?
In New York Utilities.
The place we can start. Quick, everyone, look around for any clues.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Get some spot hidden
Quickly
rolls then.
don't.
Definitely
Around.
some spot hidden.
Yeah,
Russ doesn't look around. No need to roll then.
Russ doesn't care. All he cares about is that this guy
I
is
love
lying
it.
to him. That these people he's supposed to trust, he can't trust. And he knew it the whole time. Meetum was right. I can't trust them. I won't trust them.
This
33
is
under
his
42.
inner monologue.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
33 under 42. Shields, why aren't you
18
looking?
under 77.
What was yours, sorry? Shields? Or Clayton?
18
Oh, yours is pretty
under
good.
77. Almost a critical success. Actually, you know what? I'm going to burn 3 luck points
There
and
we
make
go.
it critical.
Thought that would happen. Lucian looks around and he's going around. He's still a little scatterbrained. He can't really take all this in. You don't really see anything. You end up distracted and arguing with Heathcliff a little bit. But Maynard is a little more focused, not quite as rattled perhaps. And as you go along the window, you pause for a second. You do notice just this tiniest, it looks like there's been someone fucking with it. And you look over too on the
Gentlemen.
grass and you see a garter snake and then another one over and they're right around the base of the wall, slithering around.
Gentlemen, look here.
Snake.
Quit arguing.
A snake.
Something's disturbed the window.
and a snake you would
there's-
find in New York. Not what's a crazy cobra or a python or some sort of weird magical snake. It's like a standard New York snake that you might stumble upon, but you see a third one. You're this is weird. Why are there these New York goddess snakes? Whatever the fuck it would be.
Wait, what have you found, Maynard? Show me quickly.
Someone's disturbed the window here, and I don't know what you make of those snakes, Doctor, but I've never seen so many snakes congregate around a window before.
My God, good eye, man. Taps him on the back.
You see a couple aren't necessarily by the window, but they seem to be around even the foundation, around the room. And when you think about it too, since you rolled so
Inside?
well, no, outside, but kind of where the safe is, almost like maybe something was attracting them.
Whoa.
And you see them all along the base of the wall.
Let's follow the snakes.
No, obviously that's not the right answer. This guy's an idiot. Oh my god.
You go out
Excellent
I
idea.
have to work with these guys.
There's no snakes to follow. They do seem to be, like you said before, congregated. There's a concentration of them around the walls of the office or den, but on the outside. Russ was right.
Quickly,
I knew.
outside. We'll
What,
follow the snakes.
what's Russ's inner monologue right now? That's what I'll ask you instead of, what is Russ thinking of? Like, what's his inner monologue?
I need to keep my guard up constantly with these morons. I might get convinced into thinking just all sorts of ridiculous schemes and ideas. I must keep myself in check.
Follow the snakes, Maynard yells as he runs out the door
Yeah.
behind Lucian.
Russ
Lucian runs out.
Glass of we were drinking.
Lucian sticks his head back into the room and says, "Come on, Shields. The game is afoot."
You must hurry. Get after them. And he puts his feet up on the ottoman or something.
Okay, we go outside. What do we see? What are the snakes doing?
They don't really have anything that they're doing. There's no direction to them. They're just kind of lazily around your garden, somewhere near the house. But you just, as you go out in your backyard, you notice, you look to your left as you come around the corner, there's a couple by the base, and you look over to your right and over by a fountain in a garden in your lawn. Imagine you have a nice little yard. You see more snakes.
I hadn't imagined that, but sure, I've got a beautiful yard.
Heathcliff is a gardener.
Oh, okay.
That's
cool.
what he does in his spare time when he's not running errands. And you see more snakes in the garden. Not necessarily coming to the house, but more you look out and walk through the garden, there's a lot of snakes in here, just kind of aimlessly slithering around.
Clayton, what do you think about this? Do you imagine they've all been attracted here because of the rod, and now the rod is missing and they're just slithering aimlessly about?
Yeah, that's exactly what I think of it. It seems like maybe the scepter was only taken just moments ago.
Damn it. Could have been taken, I suppose, when Heathcliff came to pick us up. Drat and bother!
That would have been the only time that the house was empty. And when we arrived, that guy that claims to be Christopher's friend was sitting outside waiting.
Yes.
He
Yes, he
was
was.
outside, wasn't he? Quickly, to the front of the house. Maybe he's still here.
Did that guy
Okay.
give us a name?
Yes. Name is Philemon
Philemon.
in my carefully kept notes.
Yep, that's him. Tall, well-built, packed into a tight-fitting suit that has seen better days. His eyebrows nearly meet over dark eyes that are sunken back into their sockets.
Obviously
Mm.
not the head honcho if he's wearing a suit that's seen better days. He's a foot soldier for sure.
The description of his eyes is tripping me out suddenly. What was that part again, please?
His eyebrows nearly meet over dark eyes that are sunk back in their sockets.
Mm-hmm. Almost like a
That's awful.
snake person wearing a skin.
Oh, hadn't thought of that.
Now what's
Neither.
Russ thinking?
All right, so-
Is Russ like, what the fuck?
I don't know. These guys are still outside looking at snakes? Or are they back inside now?
You're, while they're out looking at snakes, you're with Heathcliff. He asked you if you want anything.
Do you have any beans?
Would Lucian have beans?
No.
Can of beans. Heinz. But the ham? That's my favorite. No? All right.
Sorry. Just shakes
Surprise
his head.
me, Heathcliff.
Cucumber
Okay.
sandwich?
What do you like? Heathcliff?
Cucumber sandwich
What's
on
your
an
favorite
English
thing?
muffin. Okay, he
On
Oh,
an English.
scones. We have scones.
a plain cucumber sandwich, no butter, just a little bit of iceberg lettuce, even.
No. Fattening.
Is he
cream
saying this
cheese.
or thinking this?
He's thinking, and that's what he leaves and ends up bringing you.
Yeah.
Just dry, with a tea.
Perfection. Thank you.
Nothing to chit chat. All
I
right,
just place it on the side table and
I can
keep
put.
drinking my whatever the alcoholic beverage was I was drinking.
All right, Maynard.
Maynard.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maynard wanders back inside and pours himself like a 3-fingered whiskey and sits down beside Russ.
Oh, geez, where'd you... Dude, you gotta warn me when you walk up on me like that, man. Jesus Christ.
Sorry about that, old chap. I just needed to take a load off.
You're a
This is,
big guy. How'd you sneak up on me like that?
little bit.
Meatloaf is
A little bit
sneaky.
stressful.
Sneaky,
I can be quite sneaky. Well, cheers. Welcome to the team, he says to Russ.
Oh, thank you. Cheers. Did you solve the snake problem?
Yeah,
I presume
they
you found the staff outside in a bush where the snakes were.
no such luck.
Didn't think so.
We're just gonna let the snakes go about their business. Problem
call.
solved, I suppose. So we're supposed to get on a train and go to Oklahoma, I guess. You think since we didn't tell Caduceus about the staff that we should tell them that we got it stolen? I ask Russ. I don't even know if Lucian's in the room.
Yeah, Lucian wanders back into the room around that time,
Well, perfect timing.
looking
Saunders, we were just-
looking heartbroken.
Discussing whether or not to rat you out. Maynard is under the impression we should.
Yes,
I
well, of
haven't really
course
decided
Maynard
yet.
is. He's a Caduceus lackey through and through.
Oh man, I love that.
Well, it seems
I
to
think
make a point, though.
Shortly, you both are going to realize who our allies actually are.
I don't really know,
Um,
actually.
Who are
They're
our
our
allies?
benefactors.
Maynard,
Heathcliff.
Hold on.
The-
Lucian, hold on. Let's hear Maynard out here. I'm curious. Who are our allies, Maynard?
Our employers, our benefactors. These people have sought us out as special agents to work for their benevolent organization. We're gaining power and influence and
Mm-hmm.
knowledge as we work with them. Why wouldn't we trust them? Everyone else we deal with seems evil.
But not the
Saunders probably has
benevolent-
a few opinions about that.
Yeah.
Saunders?
not the benevolent organization that just liquidated a village of innocent, ill people. That benevolent
Collateral
organization.
damage. That yellow fever would have wiped out the whole world.
How do we know that, Clayton? They told us it. We don't know anything. We know only what they tell us, and they tell us what they want us to know.
Well, the scientists told us, and I believed them.
Listen, as a scientist, don't believe every scientist.
But you got to believe some of them, right?
Well,
Want
yes,
me
you
to
can believe me. But the rest of them, we're all dog trash.
Dog trash. Nice.
It's an old English saying.
I'll write that down for my introductions.
Yeah, thanks.
Heathcliff comes in with two more just cucumber sandwiches with pepper on them
Oh, thank heaven. Those look divine.
and some tea.
Does he notice that Shields hasn't touched his at all yet?
He pays very little attention to Shields.
Yeah, he probably doesn't. He gives Saunders. He's disappointed that he didn't tell him. You can sense this from him. He's pissed off and hurt that you didn't tell him that something so important was in the house. You can tell he wants to talk to you, but he's not going to make a scene in front of people.
Okay, but wait though. I did send him a note, right? Or I thought that I sent him a note and he never received it. That's the thing.
We haven't
Right.
really touched base with him about it, but it doesn't seem like he knows what the fuck is going on. You gave a
in all
note to
fairness
Caduceus.
Heathcliff. Yeah, you wrote a note to Heathcliff and handed it over to the front desk.
Handed it to Caduceus. To that benevolent organization.
Not the smartest of moves there, Saunders.
So if we don't rat ourselves out for stealing the scepter, and your note tipped off Caduceus, who stole it back, and now they have it, are we going to get ourselves in an even more serious situation than we are now?
Maynard, I really don't understand you. The way you just presented that makes you sound like you don't trust Caduceus. Now, do you trust Caduceus or not? Because I have to tell you, 100%, I do not trust Caduceus. And if I had any trust before, it is completely disintegrated after hearing the Dreamer accuse Caduceus of being in league with one of the two evil snake people enemies that we're faced with in this whole contrivance.
You make a good point. How can we trust the Dreamer? I know you're a fan, but can you be objective about it?
I'll be sincere with you. I don't know if I can. I have the strangest pull, attraction, not in a disgusting sexual way, of course, but as souls, as spirits, as two bright lights in the universe being drawn together.
Sounds pretty sexy to me.
Is that Russ's inner monologue?
That's his inner monologue, yes, for sure.
Maynard downs his 3-fingered whiskey as he's contemplating the benevolence of Caduceus and says, "Are you going to eat that?" and points at Russ's cucumber sandwiches.
He just hands it over without saying anything.
Perfect.
Well, actually, he does say that. Yes, Saunders does make some good points, Maynard. I feel like I'm kind of somewhere in the middle here. There is a chance that Caduceus did find out about the staff, and they did come and take it, and they might just consider us schoolboys, that got a little too excited and tried to hold on to something and are giving us a second chance. Because they could have just let us go, not call us back.
Killed us.
That too. I don't know. Or they could just be
And on the
using
other
us
hand,
as puppets, tools. For
or
their
perhaps
whatever.
one of the evil snake organizations found out where the staff was, and now they have it in their possession, and Caduceus is none the wiser.
Well, what are we going to do? Break into Caduceus? Steal it back? Or
Oh, now we're talking.
follow those people you had that conversation with outside of the car? Maybe they have it? Or we get on a train?
Maybe we just shut our mouths and get on a train.
Can I propose one thing? This Philemon, who's been around asking for information about Christopher, has shown up almost every day. Let's wait one more day. Let's go back to the Caduceus building. Let's see about whether or not they're in any shape to equip us with the supplies that we were told to collect before we go on our trip. We'll have one more evening and night to plan and rest. And if this Philemon shows up again, then we know that he was not the person who responsible for taking the scepter, rod, staff, any of the words that we've used interchangeably to describe this device. Otherwise, I say we get on the train tomorrow. We don't have it in us to invade Caduceus. As attractive an option as that is to me personally, it's suicidal. I think that perhaps we get on that train and see where this adventure leads. I believe that maybe our paths will converge once again. Ourselves and the dreamer, and come to the resolution of this mystery.
Do you think there's any way that you can use your spiritual connection to contact the dreamer?
That's a good idea. You should try that.
I have to tell you, I have tried. I've been trying it whenever I have a spare moment. I've been trying it since the moment I close my eyes. I call out to her. I've tried the deepest Tibetan meditations that I've been trained to do, and all to no avail. I cannot seem
Have you
to
tried candles?
contact her. Yes, of course, candles burned by the dozens. Look around, man. Look at them all.
Have you tried it since she seems to have regained more of her powers and left Caduceus in some sort of explosion?
Damn it, man. You're like a genius. No, I haven't. Quickly, light some candles. We'll have a seance.
Heathcliff gets out all the candles and just starts lighting them all around the room.
Not those ones, Heathcliff. Damn it, man. The good ones. Get to the good ones.
He breaks out the scented vanilla.
Ooh.
Lovely. Maynard pours himself another 3-fingered whiskey.
Everyone, ooh. Okay, yeah, he lights candles everywhere.
Fantastic.
Asks if anyone needs another sandwich.
Lucian,
Yes, please.
grabs-
Thank you, Heathcliff.
Thank you, Heathcliff. These are delicious. Now, Maynard, can you improve my pentagram here at all with maybe some chalk markings or circles? You seem to have an eye for the occult.
Maynard takes a run at it. He's drawn the odd pentagram before.
Interesting. I'm going to go to Russ for a second and check in on the inner monologue.
He's just. I need to check for listening devices in this room. I feel like they're probably listening to us right now.
Are they scouring the house?
He kind of gets up and he's ignoring what they're doing because he knows it's futile. In his head, at least, he knows that it won't work. And he's just pulling on books on the shelves, looking behind them, looking behind photos, kind of just looking like he's admiring his knickknacks that he's scattered around his apartment.
See him like look over his shoulder when they're not looking and like lift up a bunch of shit.
Like a really loud and he puts it back down on the shelf.
Nice. Do you leave the room too and do it? Or just in this room? Start wandering the whole house?
Sure.
Why not? Huh?
You would actually like to seriously look for any kind of listening devices or any signs that maybe Kurt might have missed in his searches.
Saunders? Clayton?
I want to know if you're going to let Russ roll a spot hidden now.
Would there be anything to find? From my end as the DM, he can search all night and he finds nothing.
Yeah, I figured.
I don't want him to make a roll and then think he fails it and there's something he missed.
Right. Yeah, And
he's looking regardless just because he knows that there's something here that's listening to their conversation, because why wouldn't there be?
Why wouldn't there be? That's
right?
Fair. Yep.
And there's no other secrets. You see tons of books and studies on biology and zoology and cryptozoology, and people talking about, my journeys through the Himalayas in search of the abominable snowman and like that, right?
Would you look in between the mattresses? Like pictures of Sasquatch and like the Loch Ness?
No, there's a
like stuck together?
Ew.
That's a weird place to keep those.
Yeah, what the hell?
I'm saying that's what it's everybody's. You don't know what floats people's boats, man. No judgment. He's right into that stuff.
No, he's not into that stuff.
Nah, I'm just joking, Brad. You go through the house, like you say. There's not much, but you learn a lot about Lucian, I suppose, with all this stuff that's around. Heathcliff kind of watches and asks if you need anything. This guy's weird. Making sure that you're not up to any good, that you're trying not to stash anything, I suppose. Heathcliff would be a little bit protective, I guess. He wouldn't really know you, so he'd follow you around and make some casual conversation, but nothing.
Yeah, that's
nothing
fine.
Too much.
He's fine with that.
Yeah.
He makes his way back to the living room, I guess.
How's your pentagram? You think it turned out pretty good?
Yeah, when Russ comes back into the room, Maynard's kind of got himself into a bit of a frenzy. The 2 3-fingered whiskeys are definitely kicking in. His hair's a little messed up, and he's just scratching chalk into the floor, making like a really great pentagram, orienting it to the corners of the 4 winds. And he stops for a second, and he really kind of like takes a deep moment and sort of takes stock of all of his occult readings that he's done over the years and tries to think of anything else that he could do to maybe make it a little better.
What am I missing?
I'm going to try a little occult check. Ooh, 007.
Oh, again?
Under 80.
007.
Wow,
007?
crit
Really?
success. Yes.
Wow.
Crit success on the occult check.
It's super impressive. Mechanically, it's not really much to do. There's no one being summoned or anything, but it's super impressive. And I bet you Lucian and Russ are both.
Oh, we're stoked. Oh, quick,
Yeah.
throw some to call in there. We need some to call.
Yes, good idea. Good idea.
Let's both try.
We write a couple Nicole words in there.
Oh,
Heath-
I just rolled a 4 under 20.
Heathcliff's just standing beside Russ, probably with the same look on his face.
It's all just scribbles, isn't it, Heathcliff? It's nonsense.
He
Not
just
gonna do
mumbles.
anything, is it?
I don't know.
Saunders turns on Shields and says, "Now, listen, you, Russ. If you're going to be in this room, we need to know that you're with us. 100%. This act that we're about to proceed on could result in anything happening. The walls between worlds could shatter and break down.
Heathcliff turns and leaves.
I can't wait.
You're not some
Maynard pours another whiskey.
Caduceus lackey then. You're an independent thinker. You're a free man, yes?
Free as the birds flying in the sky, Lucian. Please show me
Well,
the worlds colliding and splitting
Please.
in half.
Please
I
make the walls
would
melt.
be amazed to see it happen in your living room right now.
Oh,
After
don't
you've
worry, my friend.
been
It
drinking all
certainly
night.
will. Lucian
Maynard makes a toast from the corner of the room and says, "Well, that was convincing."
Lucian turns to Maynard and says, "What do you think? Should we make sure that he's not a snake man? We don't know that he's not."
You don't trust Russ?
Well, no,
Must be
not
starting to like the
entirely.
guy.
Well, yeah, he's growing on me a little bit, I'll admit. But,
Hey,
he could be a
Give me
snake man.
cucumber sandwiches. He's all right.
Well, maybe snake people don't like cucumber sandwiches. I thought of that. Come on.
You know he can hear us, right? We just gave him this whole confidence speech that he had to be with us 100%. He's totally listening to us right now.
Well, I know. Well, he
It's really
didn't.
awkward.
He didn't exactly leap from the rafters, excited to join us. Now, did he? He sort of
They're
poo-pooed
trying
the whole
to
experiment.
manipulate me. I can feel it.
Did you just say that out loud?
You didn't hear that.
I assume
Blood.
everything's an inner monologue
Blood.
unless Russ says so.
We need a drop of your blood in the center of the pentagram, Lucian,
Ooh.
to maximize its effectiveness.
And we need a drop of your blood since you've been infected with the snake people virus.
Brilliant.
Well, you're half snake man yourself. Okay, quickly, let's do this. Excellent idea.
Russ, we're probably going to need a drop of your blood too. Are you in? Blood brothers, come on.
How do you get the blood from me? What's the procedure? Can you explain
Maynard
it?
pulls a pocket knife out of his thing and snaps the blade open quickly. And he's like, "We're just going to take a little prick in your finger."
Oh my God, don't be a barbarian. Look, I have a scalpel right over here, man. I'm a medical doctor, Shields. It won't hurt a bit. I'm sure you've been
Sanitary.
scratched before, have you? Yes, of course it's sanitary. What do you mean?
Okay. Well, do
I
me
left-
first
I-
because I don't want Maynard's contaminated blood on me. It might give me scales of some sort.
Ooh, that's a fair point. You first. We'll save Maynard for
I'll,
last.
I'll do it. He snatches it out of his hand and
All right.
pricks one of his fingers. Quick, where do you want it?
Drop it in the center of the pentagram.
Just like one fat droplet of blood.
Yeah. Boop. Now me. I'll use the same scalpel since we know there's no danger at all in mixing blood.
I must go along with this for them to trust me.
Lucian
sure
draws a line down his palm and just. Blip, 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 blip.
And then Maynard takes the scalpel and he pricks the end of his index finger and he drips it on top of the two other drips of blood. And then he mashes his finger into it and mixes it around into a spiral shape.
Ooh.
Gross.
Fuck, I'm so stoked.
All right, now you sit on the bloody spiral in the center and start doing your prayers.
Of course. Should I be naked, do you think?
No, I don't think that'll be necessary.
Definitely. You have to.
You sure?
You must be pure for your queen.
I could be naked if need be. You don't think so?
You do you, man.
How have you been doing it in the past? Have you been naked?
Clothed, naked, I've tried it all. There's no difference. Okay, whatever. I'll keep my clothes on. That's fine. I don't really want to get blood and ash or dirt or whatever it is on these pants. I just bought them, but that's okay. Fine. Oh, here we go. All right. Okay. So Lucian sits down in the middle of the blood and the dirt and ash or whatever, and he assumes some kind of lotus position that he's been taught in the hills of Nepal and starts just muttering to himself.
Okay, you guys continue drinking and do all this. And Lucian, you shake and you wake up and you lift your face off your carpet as your head's in the pentagram and there's an empty whiskey bottle beside you.
And he's naked.
Yeah, he's definitely naked.
100% naked.
It's not working with the clothes.
We're all naked.
Yeah. Russ is
Definitely.
Russ
Yes.
is passed out in an armchair with his glass beside him.
100%.
I don't know where Maynard face down on the floor as well. Curtains have been
Yeah.
ripped down. There's been the weird pentagrams on the window. You wake up for the sound
Heathcliff
of
sitting in the kitchen, angrily drinking coffee.
tea. Don't insult
Oh yeah, what's Heathcliff's inner monologue?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's another Saturday night.
Just
At
yeah.
the
it's-
Saunders
This
apartment.
probably isn't the first time Lucian has gotten stupid drunk trying to meditate to meet the queen and woke up face down on the carpet. I almost guarantee it's not the first time.
Yeah, he's tried to summon things before, I'm sure.
You wake up from the sound of Heathcliff and he coughs, drinking his hot toddy. The car's back outside. The car's back outside.
What?
And he coughs.
Wait, what?
They just pulled
What?
up. And he coughs.
What time is it? Oh my God, it's the day. Oh, we failed. Damn it. Clayton, get up. Russ,
What?
the game is afoot.
Like, well, I don't know. We'll say what, like 8 in the morning? 8 o'clock in the morning?
Oh,
Lucian
my
runs
God.
and checks his sundial in the backyard.
Maynard,
Yes, it's 8 o'clock.
what the hell happened?
There's less snakes. You notice that there's many. There are much less in the way of snakes in your backyard.
Many.
There's much
More-
less many. Much
more
less
less.
many.
More or less. Quickly, men, get your pants on. We have to go and accost the thieves.
I assume you're the only
Maynard
one without your
slowly
pants
rolls
on.
over.
No, we're all naked. Everyone's got to get their pants on.
I imagine Maynard would have got naked. I don't know. Would Russ have got naked?
Yeah, he said he got naked.
yeah.
He was naked in the chair.
Oh, all right. Perfect.
Yeah.
Amazing.
The night takes you where it wants to take you.
That's fair, man.
And I feel like
No
he
judgment.
probably would have like folded all our clothes for us. He came in, after.
Yeah,
we
he's
all
cleaned up some
passed out,
spills.
collected all our stuff.
Yeah.
I'd
we
find my
win
clothes,
Russ's
like,
trust?
nicely folded on the chair next to me, and I just start dressing myself.
Maynard's just got like dry, the crumbs all over him from all the cucumber sandwiches he's eaten.
Cucumber sandwiches. Just an empty whiskey glass still in my hand, and I'm passed out face down on the floor.
When you lift your face up, there's a slice of cucumber stuck to your cheek. Amazing.
So we get our clothes on and we race outside. I want to go and confront Philemon if that's who it is.
Yeah, it's Philemon, and he's drinking. He's got a newspaper and he's got some crappy coffee. Was Dunkin' Donuts around in the 30s? I don't know.
No,
think so.
certainly not.
New York Donuts since 1929. It says on the side of the cup, and he's sipping on it.
Yeah. So Lucian runs across. He's like still half pulling a coat on. He's got only one shoe on, and he like hops across the road, and runs up to the driver's side window of the. What's he in? A car? Van? Car?
He's in like a sedan.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
The
a-
sedan
like
that
a-
he's in
a-
before. Yeah.
Yeah, same brown shitty sedan he's been in the whole time.
You, Philemon. That's your name, right?
You bet. How's it going, Doc?
Well, terribly, truth be told. What are you doing here, man?
I thought I'd be here, nice and early. I assume you wanted to talk to me since somebody broke into your house. And he reaches over and takes a brown bag and hands it to you. And he's like, I got you 4 donuts. There's 4 of you, right? It's, we're friends. It's a present. I assume you
Yeah.
drink tea, so I didn't bring a coffee. A man of such stature like yourself.
Lucy's just like fumbling for words. So, wait a second.
You believe the Yankees lost? And he's looking at the paper and he like shakes it. He's just like, God damn it.
This guy's so cool.
Oh for
This guy
2.
is so
Babe,
cool.
0 for 2. Fucking hell. Hits
So-
like the paper on the steering wheel.
We haven't told him that we got broken into.
No.
He just knows
Unless
it.
you talked to him, and he,
Yeah.
he offered for you to come for dinner one night. And then I think, I don't know if you guys just said no straight up or said thank you for the offer. And he said, we talk to you later. And then he was back
Yeah.
pretty early.
I think that's what it was. How do you know that I was broken into last night? Or the night before last? Night before last.
Well, it wasn't during the night. It was during the day. I was just sitting here in my car and saw some people walking up your driveway.
But you watched it happen?
Well, maybe you had some trouble. So how am I supposed to know? I was just keeping an eye on your place. That's what friends do, my man. That's what friends do.
Well, who was it, Philemon?
It was those dudes in the utility van. They waited till
Utility
your big friend there, the guy with the cold. He's always got a coffin and shit. Once that guy left, they just strolled right up. They're in and out pretty quick.
Oh, God. And the van, what did the van say?
Oh, the details are sketchy. I get tired. Maybe we talk over dinner. Some friends are interested in meeting you.
Friends interested in meeting me?
Well, a mutual friend of Christopher's, you know? It's always nice. We can talk about him. Relive some olden days, some memories.
Maynard, Russ, are you guys out with me yet?
Yeah, I'm standing right there. I'm a little groggy, and I'm just kind of taking this all.
Yeah,
You look like a bag of shit. Jesus Christ. Is that a fucking cucumber on your face?
Maynard peels the cucumber off of his cheek and looks at it, eats it.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
it was a pretty big
I like
night.
Hardcore.
There's a donut in the bag, my man. A donut in the bag. And he points over to the
Hey,
bag.
Philemon, I'm starting to like this guy.
We're all friends.
Russ is standing there with his trench coat, and he has his hands in his trench coat pockets.
With the rest of your clothes or just a trench coat? Because you were naked, right?
Just a trench coat, which his hands are in his pocket, which means one of them is on his
Yes,
revolver,
he's got a
pointing it
revolver.
at Philemon right now. Just listening.
Can I do a psychology check on this guy?
Of course.
I made it 15 under 50.
What are you trying to ascertain? What are you trying to figure out?
I guess I want to know whether or not he had anything to do with the theft.
It seems like he's being pretty straight up. Like he said, I saw them go up. When he talks about my memory, it's not very good. You know he's full of shit on that part, and he's just holding some details back. But he seems like he's being truthful. He watched a couple people go up to your place and return fairly shortly with something.
Now listen, Philemon, I can tell that you're lying about what you know and what you don't know.
Easy, buddy.
Listen.
I may be a lot of things, but I'm not a liar.
What will it take for you to share the rest of the details that you have about the theft? Will it take going to meet this friend of yours for dinner?
Here's what we'll do. I like you, you like me, right? We're all friends. In a couple days, I
don't know if I like you yet. Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I don't know if I like you yet. Anyways, continue.
I kind of like you, and I take a bite of my donut.
And I'll like you a lot more if you tell me what
chicken legs
happened.
in the trench coat. What's your name, buddy? I don't think we've met. He opens the
haven't.
car door and he gets out and he offers to shake your hand. You really need a donut? We're all friends.
He uses his left hand, which is, I'm guessing, quite suspicious. And
You're keeping your hand on the gun in the other. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
We're all friends.
We've been in the business a while. We both know, right?
Yeah, he
My name's
like
Steve.
opens his jacket and he's got like a revolver there. He's like, we got to protect ourselves. It's a tough world. Steve. Philemon.
Stevie. My
Stevie.
friends call me Stevie. Yeah.
Hey, I'm your friend, Stevie. Shakes your hand. He's got big, meaty hands.
Yes, this is our good friend, Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder.
Yes. I just nod. Yes. Mm-hmm.
He turns back to Lucian and he's, listen, I have an important friend who the one I said wanted to meet. He's going to be in town in a couple of days, and I'm sure he would like to arrange some dinner. You agree to come to dinner? I'll have a couple more sips of coffee. It helps with my memory.
All
Yeah,
right then.
A couple days.
Takes a sip of coffee.
Couple days, eh? What about tonight?
Tonight. Why is that? What's the hurry? You didn't seem to want to go to
Places
dinner
to go.
before. Places to go.
Places
huh?
to go, people to see.
And I want to get the damn information that you're keeping.
Okay, here's what we can do. And he goes in his wallet and he takes out, he's got like a George Costanza wallet. It's like massive. Flips through and he pulls out a card and it's got an address of a little like delicatessen, a little Italian restaurant in part of New York. You can come visit some friends tonight, but I'm going to need you to talk to somebody else in a couple days. But if you want, we can come talk tonight. Get to know each other a little bit more. And my friend who was also with me was there. Perhaps he remembers a little bit more of the details.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, Russ. Stevie looks at Lucian and Maynard and kind of gives them like the approving nod.
You have permission to accept.
No, he's just saying he's in, you know?
Oh, gotcha.
Yes. All right then, Philemon. We'll accept this arrangement, and we'll see you and your friends at this delicatessen tonight then.
Was I right? Do I need to make sure some tea is brewed? You don't drink the coffee, yeah? He looks over at Lucian. This guy drinks coffee, and he looks at Maynard. This guy seems like he'd drink anything when I give it to him. Where is he? Son of a bitch, a cucumber right off his face.
For this special occasion, I will indeed try your espresso, I believe you call it. Is that right?
Oh, an espresso. Fancy. I should have known. I'll see what I can do. And he,
I thought he called it coffee. I look at Russ.
think you'll know the difference if I just give him a
Shakes his head.
coffee?
It's Italian-American heritage, and so they call it espresso. Very interesting.
I'm sorry I asked, Doc.
He fit him on, looks around. Is he always like this? I'm just kidding.
All the time.
All right. I'll see you guys tonight. And he kind of gives you a little tip, hanging tip of the hat, and he gets in the car and drives off.
Well, looks like
Maynard,
we have dinner
Maynard,
plans.
pass me that bag of donuts.
I hand it over.
Yes, I want one of those too, actually. They're strangely delicious.
No, there's only one left.
Well, then I guess it's yours.
Okay, so you guys are
He-
standing
he
there
eats- He eats the 3 donuts that are left.
just as he's looking at him.
He just keeps eating, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's, wow, that's a big donut he's eating, I guess. It just keeps going.
Lucian doesn't pay that much attention to him. He goes back inside to ask Heathcliff to make him some good old-fashioned bangers and mash for breakfast.
Oh,
Feeling
he's already got it ready.
Now you boiled these bangers in hot water, right? That's how you prepared these?
Ah, you know,
Well
the
done.
same water as the last few days. More flavor.
Delicious.
You reuse the wiener water?
Well, you don't waste in England, Russ. Not like you Americans with your frivolous wastage of H2O.
I guess that makes sense. You think of like a New York hot dog stand, like it's just like
Oh.
50 of these like wieners just sitting in the water
Oh.
for like all day.
Okay.
Some flies in
Oh,
there.
they're so good though. Oh man.
Oh, gentlemen, what are we going to do? We have to go to Caduceus to get the supplies. We have to get to Oklahoma, but we have to talk to these men tonight. Am I right?
Tonight, yeah. And then the train is tomorrow or the next day? Can't remember.
I think the train was supposed to leave tonight, actually, or today.
No, it would be tomorrow. It would be tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I thought we had a couple
Oh,
days.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, this all works out really well then.
And it's only like 8:05.
Yeah, it's pretty early in the morning. You get shot to shit and had some donuts. So yeah, it's, 8:30 in the morning. Nice and early. You got the whole day ahead of you.
Off to Caduceus, I suppose.
Yeah, so we'll head to the Meadham building.
Yes, as soon as I have a hot bath and a cucumber sandwich. Heathcliff, draw my bath.
Already drawn.
Oh, thank you, sir.
One step ahead.
Does he dump the wiener water, the boiling wiener water into your bath? as
Shields,
well?
don't be
can't waste it.
disgusting.
He looks at you,
Well, you said
grossed
something
out.
about wastage. I don't know.
No, it's the
No,
same
we-
bath water, but it keeps the wiener water separate.
No, we boil it later for tea.
I don't know if you mean the bath water or the wiener water, but both
Both.
are
We
equally
both, all of it.
disgusting.
Either way, I don't
Both.
like it.
2-part wiener water, 1 part bath water.
which is also kind of wiener water. This is definitely our most juvenile episode.
It happens.
right,
Wiener
it-
water.
Gonna happen eventually.
Wiener water, name of the episode.
The odds were stacked against it.
I had who are our allies. I was like, that would be a good name for the episode, but wiener water?
Water.
Much
Wiener
better.
water, that's the winner so far.
Maybe you could do like a who are our allies and then like a slash and then wiener water.
Wiener water, question mark?
Yeah.
Is wiener water our ally? So you guys hang out while Lucian has a fucking bath. And then I guess
Who's next? Anyone want a bath after my bath? In the bath?
I'm good.
Heathcliff just asked if you save the water for when he gets back.
Yes, of course.
All right, so he drives you to Caduceus, to the Meadham building. Is that correct?
Can we swing by my apartment first?
No, I was just thinking, yeah, might want to like a change of undies or something.
Oh, you should check your apartments to make sure they weren't broken into as well.
That's what I was thinking.
Mm,
I got to check on Mrs. Chan.
yes, all the valuables I have in my apartment.
Where do you go first?
Hopefully they didn't get your beans.
Maynard's or Russ?
Oh, my cans.
You can stop by Russ real quick. He just goes in and refreshes up real quick. Counts his Just cans of beans. 1, 2. Okay, good. And then
Everything's still here, boys.
everything's still, yeah, he checks his one cup that
Fully
he has,
loaded.
and we're good.
What is Lucian and Maynard? You see this? I guess it would be I don't know, for lack of a better term, a pretty pathetic apartment, I guess, huh?
I don't invite them in. And in fact, I get
That's even fucking better. I'm glad I asked.
I get Heathcliff to stop like a block before my place because I don't want them knowing exactly where I live, and I walk like
You stop in front of like a
around the
little
corner and, like,
supermarket.
and then start running down the street once I'm out of eye shot into to my place.
Amazing. Come
But
back.
we never
Russ
get
comes
see
back
it.
to the car all breathing heavy. We're like, where the hell did you go?
There's lots of stairs.
Like an 8-story walk up or something?
Top floor, penthouse.
Ooh, penthouse. And
Classy.
and everything was in place.
Beautiful
All your
view of the city.
valuables.
Oh yes, all 2 of them. Right where I left them.
2 of them. Interesting. Well, Maynard, should we get to your abode?
Let's go. When we get there, I invite the guys up to my place.
Okay.
There's like a comfortable living room that they can hang out in. It's got like 3 couches in it. Nice little parlor. I offer them cigarettes and brandy.
Oh, nice. There's a knock at the door. You recognize the knock.
Oh,
It's
I
the
go and
little
answer.
knock of
It's
your
a-
neighbor.
Oh,
Russ like
that
jumps
must
and
be
drops
Mrs.
his
Chan.
glass of whiskey and hugs the wall next to the door.
It is indeed Mrs.
Don't worry,
Chan.
Russ. She's cool.
She's got a bowl
He
of
no,
pulls
syrup.
the gun out and he pulls the hammer back. He's just hugging the back of the wall.
Can I see Russ doing this?
Oh, yeah.
He's right
Right
next
there.
to the door.
One moment, Mrs. Chan, and I close the door and push her out into the hallway, and I come back and I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Who is
Put
it?
that away
What's her name?
right now. She's basically my mother. Put it away. I've known her my entire life. She lives across the hall. She's an absolute sweetheart. You're insane. Like,
You're
Drink your
insane.
brandy, sit down.
You're
Shut
9
up,
a,
bro.
You're 9 a.m.
Puts it back in
brandy.
his pocket.
Yeah, you're insane. Drink your 9 a.m. brandy.
Lucian pulls out a small notebook and starts to jot down. He's starting to jot down
Whoa.
notes about Russ's behavior.
I was gonna say Russ would not like someone taking notes on him. Oh,
Records? He does not like records.
yeah.
He's just starting to just scribble down some thoughts. Just some thoughts about the psychology
I would-
here.
I would like to go to the inner monologue of Russ Shields right now as he sees Lucian take notes.
Why are they always watching me?
Maynard
Trying
walks
get
back to the
inside my
door.
head. I know it. I want to know if he's hiding these notes that he's taking.
Nope.
Are you trying to hide? Like,
Well, we can touch base with him. What he does. You're interested to what does he do with the notebook after he's written some notes on you?
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, for sure.
All right, as Lucian's taking notes on Russ, Maynard, you go back to the door. It's
I
indeed.
go back to the door and I open it up. And Mrs. Chan, sorry about that.
Well, you have
sorry,
friends
come on
over. I
in,
only
please. I
brought
have
one
some
bowl
friends
of
I would like
soup.
you to meet.
It's
Oh,
my.
that's so kind of you.
Would you like? I can go get another couple. How many friends do you have in there?
There's 2 of them. Come and meet them. This is my new friend Russ. Sorry, this is my new friend Steve, and this is my good friend Dr. Saunders.
Oh, hello. She's very polite. Very nice to meet you. I'll go get some more soup. I'll be right back. It's breakfast soup. You'll love it. And she
Oh, thank you so much. And I take the one bowl that she has and I give it.
brings. Yes,
I give it to
she's
Russ.
got breakfast, lunch, and dinner soup. She's soups out the yin yang.
Real quick,
Makes
I'm
the
just
best
gonna
soup in the
roll
world.
to see if Russ noticed Saunders writing notes about him,
Okay.
and I'm gonna give myself a penalty die because he was scared when someone knocked on the door there.
Oh, I like it. Okay.
All right.
Oh, he passed. If it matters.
All right. Are you trying to hide that? You know?
Actually,
No, yeah, I'm not hiding it.
Are you hiding that you're upset with it, Russ? Are you like stone faced?
He's just noting it in his head.
I thought you were gonna go no, like point at him. Okay. Yeah, he's noting it.
Noting it.
All right. Yeah, Mr. Chan comes back with another couple bowls of soup. The handyman that I hired, I can't remember his name. Do you have it in your notes?
Tony.
Tony, thank
You
you.
told me his name was Tony.
Yeah, he's done
I
excellent
asked
stuff.
if you knew the Italian family downstairs, and you said I was racist.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's my mistake. That's weird. There was an Italian man that came and visited him. Oh, probably about 15 minutes ago. Yeah, he was just here for a
what
quick
did he
minute.
look like?
Oh, he was a big guy.
I described Philemon in his cheap suit and his.
Yeah, no,
and
that's
his,
yeah, he was
eyebrows.
tall and well built. He was packed into a tight-fitting suit that's probably seen better days. His eyebrows, they nearly met over his dark eyes that were sunken back into his sockets.
Oh, that's Philemon, all right. What was he up to? Anything suspicious?
No, he was very nice. He just kind of nodded at me and said, "Ma'am," and then he went and him and Tony went into Tony's place, and he was there for about 10 minutes, and then he left. Seemed like a nice man.
What kind of work has Tony been doing?
Oh, he's just been doing odd things around. He's probably here. I think he was going around checking the light bulbs and just making sure everything in the hallway was tickety-boo.
Whose apartment has he been in?
I don't think he's been in any of the apartments, not that I've seen. I don't think he's been in mine. I've been home most of the time, and I haven't seen him.
Quick question. Sorry to interrupt. Is Tony
of
the
course,
guy that
Stevie.
moved into the other guy's apartment that left?
Yeah, our trusted handyman of 25 years suddenly left.
Almost 26.
Without notice. Almost 26 years. And then
It
the
was
lovely
weird.
Mrs. Chen was able to replace him on a moment's notice, and Tony was able to move in right away.
It was weird. It's like Tony was right there being like, I hear you're looking for a handyman.
What apartment? What apartment is it? Is it a numbered apartment? And would you know the number of that unit?
Where Tony's living?
Yeah.
He's in the handyman suite. Wherever that would be. It's up
Oh.
to Maynard.
It's directly below this one, actually.
Russ just looks at Maynard. Excuse me for a minute. And he just kind of gonna go outside for a cigarette, and he slips out of the apartment.
Do you need more soup,
Nice
Stevie?
meeting you. No, thank you. Bye. And he closes the door behind him.
Bye. Okay. What do you, who should we go to? Who wants to?
Well,
Let's-
okay,
let's-
can I try something here, Dave?
Yes,
Because-
of course.
I can't believe that I forgot. What Philemon said kind of blew my mind a little bit, and that's why I forgot. But I wanted to, inspect his eyes.
Okay.
I wanted to see whether or not they were reptilian at all. Now, of course, it's long
Interesting.
since past, but Lucian has a talent
Oh, very
called
nice.
photographic memory. And so I
Oh,
want to know if
excellent.
you'll let me still roll
Yes.
a knowledge or a spot hidden or something.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's a fantastic use of that. So whatever skill you think would be best, would it be a spot hidden, a psychology,
think-
like a body language thing? What do you think?
No, I think I'm going to go with, I want to look at the eyes. It's the eyes specifically. And I'm going to go for a biology, zoology. I've got the same skill in
Oh.
both. So,
Okay,
all right. Are these human eyes?
gotcha. Nicely.
I like that angle.
007.
No. But 002 under
Ooh.
60.
Whoa.
Under 60.
Wow.
Lord.
You can't really, no.
Someone's rolling well.
Without a
God,
doubt,
I've been around a rock.
they are the most human eyes you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Everything about him looks more human than human. To quote White Zombie.
He's just kind of slightly not attractive. Therefore,
No, he's a big
Lucian
ugly
Saunders
Italian
thinks he's
dude.
not a human.
Yeah. Well, he's pretty ugly. I bet you that motherfucker's a lizard.
I
He's not being human. He's so hideous.
presume to think
Jesus.
God, this man, Italian descent, must be reptilian. Could so does that sync up with what we saw from other reptilian, again, photographic memory, like other reptiles that we saw in South America and that reptile people, could we tell from their eyes that they were reptilian? Or
When you're going back to Bolivia
Mhm.
and those dudes, when you
Yeah.
think about it and you're going back and looked at them, it was sloppy, if I can use that.
Mm.
You wouldn't be able to just as a passing glance, but with your photographic memory and what you know now and recalling back and staring at them, you would have probably picked up something that you're like, that doesn't look right. A little flap that's not quite as tight, you know what I mean? The scrunchie or whatever you said when you pull it on.
Yeah, right. But I can't tell that here. I don't see
But
it here.
when you think of Shapiro, when you found out that he was a lizard person
Yeah.
in Borneo. His looked fucking flawless. He looked human.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting. Wow.
All right. So Lucian's just like going through this rapidly in his mind, processing all of this.
I'll tell you with confidence because you got such a good roll. Philemon is a human.
Okay.
You are 100% confident that he is a human.
All right. We've seen enough reptile people that maybe there's just like minute
Well,
little
Shapiro,
indications.
he wasn't sweating, and he barely blinked as well. Philemon, you've seen some pit stains. He handed you the donuts, and there was a big pit stain. We'll say, you know what I mean?
All right. Thanks, Dave.
Yep.
Sweat. Okay. Telltale sign.
Yeah, blinking is a big one that you've noticed too. The serpent people, they don't really blink.
Oh, Mrs. Chan.
Mrs. Chan's very blinky.
Okay.
Russ, when Russ
How
goes,
dare you?
What's scary is that it really could be anybody. Like they could eat
That's
Mrs.
what-
Chan and use her skin anytime. So we have to keep our eye out for this all the time with almost everyone we come into contact with.
that's what Meadham said, right? The internet
Yeah.
are dangerous. They can look like just like you and I. Where does Russ go
And,
when he goes outside? Sorry, go ahead, Maynard.
I was just gonna say, the gentleman Philemon that has asked us to come to dinner tonight and wants us to meet more people seems to have installed Tony in the room downstairs, which is a little bit concerning.
I'd say concerning is probably the right word. Russ, what's your inner monologue first?
I guess when he hears the neighbor describe that whole scenario,
Yeah.
he kind of quickly puts two and two together, and he's like, well, he's obviously listening in. I have to go figure out what's going on. And so he leaves, and maybe 5 minutes later, as everybody's eating their breakfast soup, whatever breakfast soup is, you there's an old building, so I assume the walls are quite thin, and you hear this boom, like someone trying to kick in a door. But I rolled a 98, so right after that boom, you hear fuck shit. He's like
A 98.
Russ has kind of weak ankles, so when he went to kick the door, he
Your
kind of
ankle just
his
rolled?
ankle. It hit the doorknob a little bit, and he kind of rolled it.
Oh.
So he's gonna push the roll and try again
Oh, I love
if
it.
he can.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But if I fail, it's bad, right?
Dire consequences.
Oh yes.
Oh, you're
Damn.
so lucky.
Under
Darn it.
55 was my strength check. I'm guessing it was a strength check,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, it's a pretty... are you pretty strong?
His strength is 55,
Oh, yeah,
so
that's
he's average.
Yeah, no, you're all right.
Average.
It's
So the door jam just blows off, and dust and wood splinters into the room, and he moves into the room with the gun out.
Oh, wow, okay. So the room...
Get out of the freaking floor! Get out of the freaking floor!
There's no one in there.
Okay, great.
There's-
He just says that every time he does it, just in case.
So you hear more bang and from the floor below.
Yeah.
There's no
Chan's
insulation, so you hear everything.
Mrs.
Yeah.
Chan's oh my God, something is happening.
Maynard
Yeah, first it was
deflects and he's like, thank you so much for the breakfast soup. It's been lovely to see you. And I sort of shoo her out and walk her across the hallway and kind of push her into her apartment building and close the door behind her and then sprint downstairs.
And don't come out for 30 minutes.
We'll take 10 more bowls of soup. Yeah. So you, while you do that, so
Lucian follows.
Russ in the room, it's there's barely
He's
anything.
flipping
in there.
cushions up. He's
There's not
pulling
even really
books off the
cushions.
shelves.
No books.
He's pulling drawers out of cabinetry.
Okay, there
and
might be
stuff
some
with,
drawers.
just right onto the floor.
It's like a little. It's like pathetic, like your place. It looks like someone has barely even lived here or moved in here. There's a little table and a chair. It doesn't look like anything's been cooked on the counter. You see,
I want to. Sorry, can I do a spot hidden?
Sure.
I'm searching for
yeah, 100%.
things. Okay. Ooh. A 19 under 80.
Oh wow, 80.
Nice.
Yeah.
Check
Well, you
your
detected-
corners. Check your corners.
The room, there's no one in there. You see a couple boxes that got some clothes in there. It looks like someone lives here, but hasn't really moved in. It doesn't even look like they spend much time here, to be quite honest. On the counter, when you go in, you see a coffee cup that says New York Donuts since 1929, and a scrumpled up like brown bag with some like donut powder on the counter.
He's put two and two together again.
As you guys come down the stairs, down the hallway, you see a young Italian guy with like a screwdriver in his hand. And he's like, "Hey, what the? My door. You're Mr. Maynard, right?"
Yeah, that's right. Tony, come in.
Yeah,
have a seat.
What the fuck, man? No, hold on, man. And he like runs in his apartment, and so this like youngish guy is probably what I say was like 18, 19. He's young. I can't remember his exact age, but he's a young guy, and he comes in and he's like, "You have your gun drawn, going through his apartment like a cop?"
Yeah, totally.
All right, you see him go in the apartment, and he turns to his left, and he's like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" And he drops the screwdriver, and he just puts his hands in the air. And you guys,
Maynard spins the lonely chair up against the table on the side of the wall around and says, "Tony, have a seat."
What the fuck? Okay. He keeps his hands up and he moves. He's somewhat calm. He's not really freaking out, but he's like, I don't like this. And he sits down. He's got his hands up. I assume Lucian's there too. Lucian comes in and like closes.
Oh yeah,
busts
Lucian
the door.
was following Clayton. He really enjoyed the breakfast soup. Probably really
The breakfast. She makes excellent soup.
like a rice congee, just with nothing in it.
With some bacon and eggs.
No.
Okay, he sits down. He's like, this is weird.
Tony. You've been working here, what, 3 days? 4 days? It doesn't matter. How did you hear about the job?
A friend told me that there's some maintenance buildings, you can go knock on some doors and maybe you can get a job. Just go kind of a door-to-door thing. I seem pretty lucky. The lady said you needed someone. I thought it was a nice stroke of luck.
Who's your friend?
I don't really have many friends. Who's your friend? And he nods over to Rust with the gun.
You don't have a
Russ
lot of
looks him
friends,
in
but
the eye.
your friend.
Like knocks some more stuff off his shelves.
Okay, that's weird.
Don't worry about him. So you don't have a lot of friends, but your friend told you about this job, right?
Well, my friends told me sometimes if you walk around and you can find some work. You just, you got to go get it.
Oh, so you're a hustler. Yeah, I like that. You're a hustler.
Yeah,
Cool.
You got to keep moving in this world.
Good for you. Onwards and upwards, right? You're a big donut guy, I see.
He looks over the counter and then looks back and he's like, yeah, I do. I love donuts.
Yeah? You walk down there and get those donuts yourself? Bring them all the way back here? Or maybe your friend brought them over?
Maybe a friend brought him over.
Who's your friend?
Was there an echo in here? Jesus.
Well, he's my uncle.
Your uncle?
Yeah.
Did he tell you about this job?
No, he's the one that suggested that perhaps I go pound the pavement.
And he thought maybe you'd pound the pavement over in this particular direction?
Yeah, I'd knocked on a few doors.
So you and your uncle, you share a last name?
Yeah,
What is it?
Casale.
Tony Casale. That's a nice name. That's got a nice ring to it.
Thank you.
Casale family.
Maynard Clayton, right? I think that's what the nice little lady said. Maynard Clayton. She described you pretty well, so I kind of knew it was you coming down the stairs. It's the hair.
Don't worry about me. We're talking about you right now.
All right, that's fair. Then can your friend put the gun away?
He'll put the gun away when you start talking.
I've been pretty
What are your
talkative.
intentions here?
On whatever you need me to do, sir. Change some light bulbs, I got to earn a living.
All right, I'm going to be straight with you, Tony. Your uncle's been following me and my friends around for the better part of a week. And now as I put two and two together and meet you for the first time, I realize that he's also installed you in the apartment directly below me. It's a bit of an odd coincidence.
This
What do you think?
my uncle's business isn't my business.
Kind of seems like your uncle swung by the old donut shop and he came here to talk to you, gave you some breakfast, and then he came and saw us. Brought us some donuts too.
He wanted to see how the job was going. He's checking in on me. He's a good uncle.
Just a funny little quinky dink, hey?
The world's full of them. Can your friend put the gun away? I've asked the
No,
guy.
I think the gun's right where it needs to be right now.
Okay,
Russ,
that's
I
fair.
think you,
Puts the gun into his trench coat, but he leaves his hand in the trench coat.
Pointed at him.
Yeah. And he kind of walks up behind. He's probably like I don't know, 10 feet behind them as they're talking. Standing there.
He keeps his eye on you. He's addressing Maynard and trying to be polite in eye contact with Maynard, but he's definitely keeping a little bit of an eye on you. He doesn't really, well, who would like a gun pointed at them?
Maynard kind of raises his voice and he's getting a little impatient and he says, "You better start talking or my friend's going to get awful close with that gun." And he's actually trying to intimidate him, but he's not really that good at intimidation, so it wasn't his best stuff. That's a 54 over 15.
54 over
attempt to
15. Awesome.
To try and intimidate.
I know I'm not really in any position to say much with your friend pointed a gun at me and all. But you said you're aware of my uncle, and I don't think he would like it if someone was sticking a gun in his nephew's face, don't you think?
I don't know. Is your uncle someone we should be worried about?
Well, you said you know.
Why don't you tell me a little bit more about that?
He's a nice man. But, you got to stick with family.
What's your uncle's name?
Philemon.
And there we have it.
What do we have? Once I didn't get your name. What's your name?
Never you mind about my name. I'm sure your uncle knows my name well enough. Can I roll psychology on this guy just to tell, how much he's lying?
Sure.
I don't think he's really lying. He's just not saying anything.
71 over 50.
Yeah, then, no, Russ has got it pretty. He's not lying. But he hasn't really said anything either.
Well, Tony, I think you better start talking because I'm not sure that I can trust you to keep this job. I'm not sure that you have the right intentions. How do I know you're not some sort of plant that your uncle has here to take advantage of me, rob me, spy on me?
He kind of hesitates for a second. He's like, "Do you have anything you're worried about me breaking into your house and stealing your fucking bracelets and rings?"
Don't worry about what kind of valuables I have. Don't answer a question with a question. Just answer me.
Sounds like I'm being fired, so if you don't mind, I'll just pack my things and leave.
Kind of sounds like you want to be fired, Tony.
You tell me, Mr. Clayton. What do you want?
I want the truth.
You can't handle
the truth.
I told you what I know. You obviously know who my uncle is. I don't really know what more I can tell you. I've been keeping a log of things I've done. If you want to look over there, I changed a outlet cover. I went through all the light bulbs. I've been minding my own business, just doing what the little old lady asked me.
Russ, he goes over to the log and flips through it.
It's minor maintenance stuff. Seems like he has been. You go out and you check, and that cover does look replaced. And you go down and you flick all the lights. Well, all the lights are working. Oiled the front gate. You open it and close it. It's not squeaking.
Russ takes the notebook and he flings it against the wall. He's like, "All right, Tony, the jig's up. We know why you're here. Obviously, you can't do what you came here to do now. You're here to just keep tabs on us. So just pack your shit and get out of here."
Okay, that's fair enough. Am I allowed to get up, Mr. Maynard?
Get out of here.
Well, you broke most of my stuff. I don't really... Guess I'll just take my jacket. And he picks up a couple shirts and a jacket and reaches by Russ and keeping away from him, takes his hat off the coat rack, puts it on. Did I get your name?
Is he looking at Russ?
You, yeah.
Billy.
Billy.
Billy the kid.
Billy the kid. He turns and leaves. My apologies for making you feel unsafe in your own home. And he turns and leaves.
Maynard says nothing.
A little shit. That kid's a little shit.
I think you're right, Russ. I think he is a little shit.
You guys are just standing there now in the room, splintered up door.
Maynard doesn't know what to think.
Yeah. Russ just lets out a big sigh.
It'll be very interesting to go and meet with these delicatessen people and find out who it is that's trying to keep tabs on us. I would have assumed it was Caduceus, but it doesn't seem to be.
Probably going to be a little.
Doesn't seem to be linked.
What was the deal with this Christopher character? Your guys' friend Christopher.
It was pronounced Christopher,
Sorry.
And he was a real beauty. He was a good soldier. We had a couple of great missions together, and then one really bad one.
Well, obviously, he's mixed up with the wrong crowd.
Awesome.
Yeah, what was Christopher into? Do you know much about his backstory, Lucian? I don't know.
I'm trying to remember if he talked much about. Well, Joe, can you remind us?
Michael.
Did he tell us? Did he tell us much about his life in
No.
New York and why he left?
No, I think at one point he said like there was a woman involved.
Yeah.
and That was
It was like a
you know,
love triangle, or it was a forbidden
Yeah.
love or something like
with
that.
an employer.
And he had to,
there was- yeah.
that's about as much as we knew.
Some conflict, but really, yeah, he was there for. I think the mob planted them there to find out information about this Caduceus organization
Oh,
because they had
Oh, he was
heard,
in the mob.
heard things. Yeah.
Well, I guess you guys
Okay.
didn't know that, though. Little
No.
Oops,
little
sorry, Dave.
inside information.
Sorry, David.
no, I didn't know that.
In one of Lucian's
well, no, because
recaps, he did refer to him as a gangster. This gangster
Well, but we
Christopher.
also had like a home scene where he met with, I believe, Philemon.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
was going on and on about like
My
these
God,
Caduceus
that's
guys.
right.
They have all sorts of, artifacts and powers, and they're, he kind of spilled the beans to them about like serpent people and
And he seemed very confused and was like, "What the fuck? This isn't. What do they do?" Asking about do they ship things? Where have you been? Kind of stuff like that. He seemed to be interested about something, but when you mentioned artifacts and like lizard people, he was like, "What the fuck?"
yeah.
I totally forgot about that home scene. Sorry, guys.
Well, that's right, because Lucian wasn't really there, so perfect.
I know,
Yeah.
but
You played it perfectly.
yeah, great. Well, that's me.
Acting.
Just something I do.
Me too.
This is something I do in my spare time with friends around a
effortless,
microphone.
really. Oh man, yeah. So we would describe Christopher as we knew him, a man of action who was from New York City and had some unlucky in love and found himself part of our cadre. Speak. And unfortunately,
Unlucky
lost
in
his
portals,
life.
too.
Unlucky in portals. Yes. More unlucky in portals than some.
All right, so we're probably looking at what, like, still like late morning?
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
getting close to noonish.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, maybe not quite. So we're
You want to continue to Caduceus and see what's left of that place?
Yeah, Maynard's gonna run upstairs. I'm gonna knock on Mrs. Chan's door and let her know that it didn't work out with Tony and he had to quit suddenly, and that he's gone and we'll need to replace him.
should I look for someone? Is there? I heard a loud bang. Is everybody okay?
Everyone's fine. Yeah, my friend Jeff fell down.
Jeff. Oh, you have another friend. Should I get another bowl of soup? You have what? Steve, Dr. Saunders, Jeff, and Jean.
Yeah, Jeff's full. He had lunch before he came over, but thank you so much. The soup was delicious.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, I'll do what I can.
I think I'm gonna be on the road for a couple of days. I should be back around the end of the week.
Okay, I'll try to have a handyman hired as soon as I can.
Okay, thank you. I invite the guys back up to the apartment so that I can get cleaned up, and I take a shower and put on fresh clothes, and then I'm ready to go.
The rice soup was particularly delicious, but have you ever thought of doing it just with plain water and not chicken broth? I found the chicken broth quite spicy.
Oh, I use the same chicken broth over and over, so maybe it keeps the flavor.
Oh, it probably does. It probably concentrates down. That's probably the issue. You should just use straight water. I think you're really onto something. Let the music of the rice sing.
Oh, with the plain water, of course. Yeah, well, I'll try that. Thank you.
Well,
I'll try it with my lunch soup today.
Lunch soup.
lunch soup. Interesting.
It's delicious. If you come by again, anytime. I'll make a great dinner soup too.
Next time. I'm sure we'll be back safe and sound after our next mission.
Oh, mission. Mission, that's weird. What do you do?
Voyage.
Do you work with Maynard?
Oh yes, we
Well, we must be going.
travel
We
about.
must be going.
Yeah, he does. He just seems to leave every once in a while. He looked a little roughed up before. Well, either way, it's none of my business. But remember, anytime, soup. She closes the door.
Go, Jay.
Thank you, Mrs. Chan.
All right, you guys. Heathcliff's, I guess, just been waiting outside. Ah, about bloody time. Everybody gets in the car and he starts. And you tell him where to go and he drives to the Caduceus building. You get to the Caduceus building, everything looks pretty normal. Like before, there would have been a bit of an alarm, like the windows would have been smashed out, all that's cleaned up. You see windows replaced.
Replaced already. Wow.
Oh yeah, everything is ready. It looks brand spanking new.
Okay. But like, there was a whole section of the building that was blown out.
If you go up to that floor is taped off. You are not allowed in.
Oh, okay.
From the outside, it looks normal.
So it's not like nothing happened, which would be really weird.
No, something definitely happened. There's armed guard. You got some yellow tape. The door's all fucked up. When you peek by him and look down the hallway, did you see people doing remediation? You see scientists in there. They seem to be setting it up and examining the room. But no one wants to let you in there.
Well, let's get up to Connors then. Does anyone remember which floor Connors was on?
10, I think.
Let's try it and see.
You go to the 10th floor?
Sure.
Yeah.
Is there not like a placard, on the wall that says like?
Oh yes, good thinking, Russ.
Floor?
And then you would go
Caduceus is a very mysterious organization.
to the 7th floor, I believe.
Oh no, it looks like it's the 7th. Here, I'll press that one instead.
Well, it's too bad. Floor 10 is fun. Okay, yeah, you go up. As soon as you come around the corner, just the smell of stale cigarette smoke. And you get to the end, and it's, Connors.
Maynard lights up, offers Connors one of his black clove cigarettes.
Oh, you go in, and you see Connors sitting at his desk. Same thing, just a haze of smoke. And you look at him, and he's got like an oxygen mask over his face. And he takes a breath, and then takes it away, and he has the cigarette.
Oh no!
Maynard!
Good God,
It's Maynard! And he takes another breath off the oxygen mask. I got this from my doctor. I've been coughing a lot. I'm probably not smoking enough. So I'm trying to, takes another hit off the oxygen mask and then puts 3 cigarettes in his mouth and wheezes and coughs a bit.
Maybe we should drill a cigarette hole right in the mask itself so that you don't have to go back and forth.
I tried that, but then when I do need a breath, there's a hole in it and it just fucks it up. So I find it's easier if I just take it off. Take a bunch of cigarettes. And then just put it on in between.
Just keep on the cigarettes. I'm sure it'll pass.
I don't know. I've tried stronger ones. I'm sure I just need to clear out my lungs or something.
Listen, Connors, man, I don't really think that's how that works. The latest medical theory on it is actually, surprising as this sounds, that your ailment may be actually the result of the cigarette smoking. Shocking, I know.
He takes a big inhale and lights up 2 more cigarettes. So he's got 4 of them. Yeah, one of those new age docs. Fucking quacks. Takes another hit off the mask. What do you need? A cigarette? Offers everybody a cigarette.
No.
Thank you, Connors. I put out my black clove cigarette and I light up one of his. Actually, I light it with the end of mine first and then I ash out the
Hey,
first one.
need another one?
Smoking.
He lights it off his cigarette and flips it back to you.
Oh my god!
I'm a 1 cigarette at a time kind of guy.
Ah.
Is Russ a smoker?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, he joins in.
He offers you a smoke and then another.
He's bored. Human interactions kind of bore him, so he's just might as well smoke.
But you need another. And he lights it and hands you a second smoke.
Connors, we need a radio
All right.
and the best surveillance gear that you have.
Easy.
The best. Hold on. Oh, my chest hurts. Okay, sorry. Oh, almost blacked out. That's fucked up. And he takes another hit off his cigarette. Yeah, I can get you some stuff. He just kind of wheezes. Yeah, yeah. of
Lucian
course.
sadly shaking his head in the corner.
Have you met Meadham yet? You guys have been doing some great stuff. I hear people talking. Takes a big hit off the bat all the time.
Dr. Josh, yeah.
Josh.
We met him yesterday.
That big dude will smack you across the face. Joshua. Takes another hit and then lights up another cigarette, and he's got just one in each hand. He just starts holding them around, and he's got like 6 of them, like a big one. Into the mask.
Eventually, your lungs will feel better.
It's weird. They kind of do,
Have
but
you
my
got,
chest hurts. What do you need?
Have you got surveillance gear? We're looking for bugs.
Bugs. Oh, like listening. Yeah. Takes a big hit off the mask. Offers you another cigarette, and his like left arm kind of goes numb, and he drops on the ground. He's like,
Oh
"What
my
the
God.
fuck?" Oh, it's all right. They shake it off.
Maynard's feeling
He picks
a
up the
little
cigarette.
smoked out, but he takes it and lights that one off the butt of the last one and is now on his 3rd cigarette.
Oh, my chest hurts. That was weird. I've never really dropped anything like that. It's like my arm just stopped working. Fucked up. Lights another cigarette. It takes a hit off the mask. I get you whatever you need. Put in a good word for me. I've been working hard in here. I think I've only met Joshua once or twice, and he barely even acknowledged me. Takes a big hit off the mask again.
Gentlemen, what else?
I'll mention him.
What else do we need here? Do we need disguises? What sort of thing do you think we might need for this? Well, we don't.
Disguises? That's not a bad
We
idea.
haven't even really worked out what our plan of action is going to be to infiltrate this place of worship.
Where are you guys
Needham
going?
said no guns, which makes me think we need lots of guns.
Oh, I never go anywhere.
probably-
Never go anywhere without a gun. That's crazy.
I'm a,
I'm not
Yeah,
sure
can you give us-
specifically said no guns? You just said, I think, be careful.
Yeah, don't
About shooting
use a
them off.
flamethrower type
Mhm.
stuff was said. So I think we're going to need a flamethrower, some automatic weapons, rifles, shotguns,
Wow.
and all of it in a discreet case that we could travel on the train with.
You want to take all the shit on it? Takes a big hit off the mask again and lights up 2 cigarettes. I don't know if I can. Discreet case on a train, flamethrower. Do you need one of those little boutique ones?
A boutique flamethrower.
Yeah, I'll take a
yes.
boutique flamethrower.
They're pretty small. I'll see what I can do. You might have to, it won't be like pull out. Takes a big hit off it and just starts hacking and puts out the cigarettes and then lights up 3 more
oh my God.
and starts smoking. Coughs a little bit more, and I get one you have to
And-
put together. You have to put it together wherever you're going. I can't
Yes,
just
that's
give
fine.
you a case if we pull out a flamethrower.
Connors, move quickly, man, before you drop dead. We need to get these materials together. And while
Yeah,
you're at
but
it,
I'm as tough as an ox.
while you're at it, I need 2 dozen
Would
rounds
you
for a
guess I'm only
C96
21
Mauser.
years old?
No, I would not have. I would not have guessed that. No, you have the body and the look of a man 10 times your age. I really do think you're probably dead in a week. So if we could just move quickly, be greatly appreciated.
Oh, you're a funny guy. New age doc. Don't
Yes,
smoke. Dead in a week.
Yes. Have you made out your
That's
will?
what
I know a man.
Yeah, I got my will right here in my pocket. And he like gives you the finger and laughs. Listen, I can get you whatever you need. Promise me a good word.
You got it, Connors.
Right on. Where, I don't know what else you need. Where are you guys going? Any insight? Where are you guys going? He seems like interested, like, action.
I don't.
like we're his buddy or something. Where you guys going? Tell me something.
He gets up and he reaches down and he pulls the little oxygen tank with him as he walks to the other side of the room and takes a hit off it and puts it down and opens up a locked cupboard and takes out a carton of cigarettes and like opens it up, takes a pack, wheels back to the table.
I don't think we're quite allowed to tell you specifics, man. The Midwest, let's leave it at that. But do you have disguises or the clothing that, perhaps a farmer or an
Oh, like
Okie
an-
would wear out that way?
Yeah, of course. I can get you some clothes.
Straw hats,
Basically.
overalls, that sort of thing. I think I've seen in linographs.
100%. 100%. I can get it for you. Wonder takes another big hit off the mask. Oh, turns the dial a bit more and opens it up. Oh, well, that's a bit better. Takes a couple hacks. Cigarette? Offers everybody a cigarette again.
Have you thought at all about how the oxygen might actually come alight with the flame or the spark from the cigarette? You thought you might be blowing
The
yourself
flame.
up.
I light 1 cigarette a day in the morning, and then all of them just rotate through. Flame once. I leave my tank on the other side. Takes a big hit.
Safety first.
I've had the
Safety
same.
first. I
I've had
understand.
this, I've had the same Zippo for 4.5 years. When do you leave? And do you need everything? When do you need it by? Takes a big hit.
Tomorrow, I
We'll
expect.
pick it up tomorrow.
Pick it up tomorrow. I can get it. I can get it straight. I can talk to him. You want me to get it straight to the station? You just pick it up there.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Maynard? Russ?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah, just one more thing. I'll need a shotgun.
A shotgun. Okay.
Yeah, one that holds 8 cartridges, shells.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Again,
a pump shotgun.
discreet. Yeah. Okay.
I can make it discreet. You just get me the shotgun.
Okay. No problem. Takes a big hit off the mask again.
And anything else you can think of, Connors? We're doing a little observe and report, little recon mission.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Radio. I got a radio down here too. Have you ever met Joshua? And he takes a hit off the mask and looks over at Russ. You met Mr. Meadham?
This guy asks too many questions. I'm gonna make sure I add him to my list. No, never met the
He
guy.
just looks at me blankly. What the fuck? You've never met him? Oh, good guy. Fantastic guy. You meet him. Put in a word for me. I need to, work hard. Takes a big hit.
Definitely.
Lights
Will
up
do.
another couple cigarettes. Do you need a cigarette? This guy never says anything. Okay.
Maynard takes another
Oh,
cigarette.
you're always good for a cigarette. He lights 2 more off his 1 cigarette and gives you 3.
Gives me 3.
Yeah.
Do you think we should show up with, like, Bibles or anything like that? What kind of check can I roll to see if I would know what are, like, the predominant sort of Christian texts? Like, are they using the King James Bible? Are they using, is that what would that be? Like a history check? Would that be a...
Well, we heard the
Anthropology?
verse that he was using, right?
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
just hoping that Lucian's photographic memory might come in here.
Yeah, whatever Bible you want to carry to appease the locals, you can have it. I don't know which one it would be.
Okay,
Whichever.
That's actually not a bad idea. We can
right?
be like
I know.
Bible
This is the
salesmen.
thing, right? Or like we're true believers who heard about this church and we want to join up.
Mhm.
Oh, you need some Bibles and stuff. Oh, yeah, we can get you all that.
Yeah, Book of Psalms.
God's great. He invented cigarettes. Lights like 3 more cigarettes to start smoking again.
Do you have crosses we could wear around our neck?
We can get you all that. Get you the garb.
Oh my God! Should one of us pretend to be a priest?
It's you.
No,
if
that's
someone's
too
saying
far. That's too far. Lucian can't do it. It's anathema to him.
If anybody, it should be Maynard because he has those scales on his head. He could be like the ultimate. wizard
You're-
priest.
Oh,
You-
ho,
Russ,
Okay.
you're right. You're absolutely right. This is what we'll do. I'm excited to plot out our plan on the trip. Brain.
We could infiltrate and take over their church.
Well,
I could become the leader.
now see, you had me and then you lost me. Not trying to take over the church.
This is crazy. Connors just looks and takes a hit off his mask again.
We're talking right in front of
Oops.
Connors. Okay, let's.
We've said too much.
You have the list there,
We're gonna have
Connors,
to kill
right?
him now.
Definitely.
Easy, Russ.
That was in my head.
He'll be
You didn't hear that,
he'll
Lucian.
be dead in a week.
Lucian closes the dial on his oxygen bottle.
No
He
need.
takes a hit and
No
coughs
need.
and
No need.
unscrews it again. Weird.
Keep sucking away.
Tries it with his left hand and can't. His arm's too weak. Fucking hell. Reaches over with the right.
We'll put in a good word for you, Connors. Keep up the good work.
Please do. All right, he gets up and like wheels his oxygen tank over to the door and opens it for you. Offers you each a cigarette as you leave. Just gives it to Maynard, knows he'll take it.
Maynard takes it, cigarette number 5 in the last 2.5 minutes.
He's ready to throw up.
Every 30 seconds.
Connor closes
Blasting.
the door.
Oxygen tank, if you could just add that to the list, Connors.
You've done your due diligence with Connors. He said everything will be... You can pick up whatever you want later
Yeah.
in the morning, or everything will be waiting for you at the train station. No big deal.
Let's go talk to Goncalves and see if there's anything fishy going on in the science department.
Ooh, down to the laboratory. Okay.
Yes, let's do that. I haven't thought yet what I want to ask that man, but perhaps in the elevator ride down, I'll have time.
I can always ask him
Ask
about
him
the
if you
scales on
stole
my
your
face.
staff.
Ask him if you stole your staff. Amazing. All right, you guys get in the elevator. You go down into the lobby. You go past security into the separate elevator that most people can't go on. You go down. and the doors open into the laboratory. Everything looks the same. You see Dr. Goncalves, giving orders, people coming up to him. Just the normal hustle and bustle, nothing you see out of the door. He looks at you and he nods and goes back to his
Doc G.
clipboard. He looks up, weird, looks back down.
What are you working
Maynard
on,
just starts
Goncalves?
milling around looking at stuff.
He comes over and he goes, oh yes, you're just with Connors, I smell. What can I do for you?
Well, you can find a replacement for Connors, first of all, and that'll be dead in a week.
Yeah, he seems to be going downhill. I've given up talking to him. Seems very...
How did Lucian know I wanted to kill him? That's amazing. Can he hear my thoughts?
Lucian's on the list now. He can read thoughts. Dangerous. Are you ready for your train ride to Oklahoma?
I think we are. We came to see if you had any updates on the mission.
No.
Or insights into how we might best approach it.
Well, I think it's more of a read and react kind of mission. The radio to talk to Joshua himself, and go from there.
Lucian, didn't you have more of a personal question to ask him?
No, Russ, I don't have any personal questions that I want to ask Dr. Goncalves.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling, Lucian?
I feel perfectly well.
Oh, you look well.
Why would you ask? Yes, well, of course.
That's to make sure you're recovering from your surgery.
Yes, I feel strangely fine. I must admit your doctors seem to be talented enough.
Do you mind if we take some blood? Just make sure everything's fine.
No,
Sit down.
of course not. Simple,
I'll give you a
yes.
second.
I'll take it myself. There you go. There you go.
Oh, no. Okay, you take some blood and, thank you. Takes a tube and puts a little sticker on it and writes some things on it and goes over and hands it to somebody and says something to them and they leave. Sorry, is there anything I can help you with? It's quite busy down here.
Any ideas on how to treat the snake scales on my head, Doc?
Nothing yet, I'm
Just thought I'd
afraid.
keep asking.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I do promise you, if I do find something, I will tell you. But
You want to take any blood from me?
no, we're quite fine.
Okay.
How are you doing? Okay, that's fine. All right.
Hell
anyways.
of a hangover, and I just smoked 5 cigarettes in the last 5 minutes. But other than that, Doc, I'm doing great.
I
Oh,
avoid
is-
Connor's office.
Is Maynard still actually physically down hit points as well? He probably would have healed a couple. It's been
Oh no, how many are you down?
at least one night.
I'm up to 17.
Out of.
That's not bad. 22.
Oh yeah, no, you're at full. You've rested long enough. Everybody's at full. He basically goes to dismiss himself if there's anything that
Before you go, Doc, just wondering about the dreamer. Any report back on the crazy incident yesterday?
Man, that was something else. Unfortunately, we've combed the area. There is nothing we can find. Like you saw, an explosion of power, which was quite impressive. But no, we have no idea. Disappointing.
And so you're saying you've found nothing?
Nothing.
Were you
Nothing.
there when it happened, Goncalves? I can't remember whether he was in the room.
No, I was with you. Remember, we all came out in the hallway after listening to the
Oh,
recording.
yes, of course. Yeah, he was in the meeting with us. Right.
Yeah. No,
Was
lucky.
anyone killed?
Yes. He looks sad about that. You recall when you guys had the meetings, one thing he did have an intense emotion about was remember he was talking about the Okies. These people are just, following what they believe is right, following a god. These aren't monsters. These aren't serpent people. Please view these people as just lost instead of enemies. They're not dangerous.
Right.
He seems to have quite the empathy for humanity, and he expressed concern that some of the other higher-ups, he didn't really mention names, don't seem to have any concern for humanity. They kill people without even fucking hesitating. And he finds that disturbing. And he wants to help the world, but he doesn't want to just slaughter people needlessly. He seems distraught by all this death.
So he seemed unhappy about hearing that the bomb had to go off in Borneo like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when
right.
you think back with your fucking dope-ass memory,
Mhm.
when you're when Meadham was praising you about it, he was like, you had to do what you had to do. You guys are brilliant and ruthless, and that's what it takes. And you could see Goncalves, so he'd be fumbling with his pen with his head down, oh man, I don't like this.
Right. So I think at the time I thought that he maybe had a soft spot, particularly for the people out in Oklahoma that we're going to visit, but it doesn't sound like that necessarily, right? It just sounds that he's worried
Humans
about
in
more.
general.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's not like he's like, this is my hometown, please protect my people. He's just
Yeah, he doesn't have like a daughter in the church out there.
No.
Okay.
No, he just seems to be, these people are lost. They're not enemies. They're not trying to take over the world. We just need to know why they're there worshiping this fucking Yig, the father of snakes.
Doctor, can we speak candidly for a moment?
Of course, Maynard.
I've noticed a tone in the way that you talk. Are you happy here in your work with Caduceus?
Oh, it's fantastic here. If it wasn't here, I'd be in some university doing mundane experiments, teaching people with the IQ of a sewer rat and what to do. I'm sure as a man of like yourself and Dr. Saunders, he looks over at Russ,
Lucian nods knowingly.
that what you discover and experience here at Caduceus, you'll find nothing like it in the world. It's quite remarkable.
And do you feel that you can trust the leadership here at Caduceus?
Make a psychology roll for me. Everyone can.
But this is the guy that told us that
Ooh, 35 under 40.
the people that we're going to investigate at the church are like decent people.
Yeah.
Don't think of them as the enemy.
They're just
in there
lost,
killing them all,
worshiping some. Yeah.
Yeah, they've just been brainwashed. Blah blah blah. Don't go killing innocent people.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
on and so forth. So I don't think he believes. Well, not believes, but I don't think he's as so gung ho as like Caduceus is about sacrificing innocent people for the greater good.
Yeah,
I think
that's
right.
exactly it. Yeah, that's what you know it's from. He hesitates. I don't see eye to eye with Mr. Meadham and on all the things. I will admit the needless. Well, was it needless? It's as a doctor, I'm conflicted. With a virus like that, I just felt I wish we could have helped them more instead of just killing them all.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly how I felt as well.
It's hard. It's hard as someone who knows that things will happen, but when they do happen, it's hard sometimes. And he genuinely seems distraught by it all. I do trust Joshua. I do trust the leadership, and I believe in the end, we all want the same thing. We want humanity to be safe. I just sometimes wish there was a less violent way to achieve it.
When the dreamer suddenly left in that burst of energy, she said things that we could all hear. I assume you could hear them too?
Well, I'm sure she said a lot. What in particular?
Lucian starts shaking his head behind John Calvis, going, Sorry, I have a bit of rice soup caught in my throat just here.
Oh, yeah,
Are you all right? And Maynard goes over and starts slapping
Yes,
Saunders
slap me
on the back.
Slap me harder. Slap for like 10 minutes. Just slap. Continue slapping me and forget the question that you were going to ask.
Maynard just lets it die.
Yeah, no, there's angry words were shouted. I'm not exactly sure. We have everything recorded. We try to listen to everyone. And he glances at Russ. No, I'm just joking. Bang, 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 bang.
His eyebrows were raised slightly when hearing that.
We were analyzing everything, trying to figure out what went wrong, what we could have done, trying to find out where the dreamer would have went. It's unfortunate, but I'm sure we will.
I have a question for you. I'm sorry to interrupt, but
No, of course.
in the burst of energy that was cast when the dreamer left this space, was anyone affected in the way that Maynard was by that burst of energy? Has there been any manifestation of serpent-like skin or qualities at all?
What has happened to our friend Maynard? And he looks in, takes a closer look at his scalp. Never seen before. It hasn't seemed to be spreading. It still seems to be contained in the same area, which is quite remarkable. Have you been wounded since?
Not seriously.
Everything seems to be, and he checks you over. No, it's quite remarkable. All the people upstairs that were unfortunate were just ripped apart. No one survived. No one that was in that room.
I was in that car crash. I guess I may have spoke too soon.
And the
I
airplane
was
crash.
injured.
And
There was the airplane crash and the car crash
Mhm.
that all happened
Mhm.
post.
Every time you had a wound,
Snake
it
skin.
looked like a normal flesh wound. And it's always healed back
And-
fine.
Okay.
Well, if there's anything else I can help you with, gentlemen, please. And I'm sure you must have more to take care of. I do need to tend to things. You see like a couple of scientists like hovering, waiting to talk to him. Is there anything else?
No, thank you for your time, Doctor.
Of course, Maynard. I wish you luck. And remember, these people aren't evil. They're lost. Obviously protect yourselves, but please. And he turns,
They're evil serpents, and I plan to kill them all. Bye.
looks around.
oh, ignore him. He's just trying to get a rise. Listen, next time we're back on Calvis, I would love to spend a couple of days reviewing your research into the inner night and the biology of these snake people in more depth, if you don't mind.
No, of course, no.
There's no time for it now, I understand, but
No, please. I
next time.
will have it. I will have everything prepared for you to be able to take a look at. Another brilliant mind like yourself looking over everything can only can do wonders.
well, thank you, Doctor.
Of course. And he turns and leaves and starts talking to people and doing his laboratory duties.
Okay, Lucian pulls Maynard aside, like I guess as we're headed back to the elevator or whatever. Says, I'm sorry, Maynard. I hate to interrupt you like that, but as much as I feel like I know that you like Goncalves, and I admit it, I like Goncalves too, and I believe that certainly I can only say for myself, I feel like his ethics and values are aligned with mine, but he is still an employee of Caduceus, and I believe that we heard the Dreamer say some things that calls the entire structure and organization to question it. I would hate for Goncalves to report something back if he felt obligated to, or if he were ever under duress or tortured to report on us. I just think it's best that we keep him and ourselves as safe as possible. I hope you agree.
Fair enough, Doc. I get where you're coming from. I just thought I would ask him directly about how the Dreamer accused Caduceus of being aligned with Yeg or Saguthua or whoever it was she said. I can't quite remember.
Yes.
But I just was trying to gauge his reaction. But if you think that's dangerous, I understand.
Well, and dangerous for him, right? I mean, if anyone were likely to ask that question of, I'd like to ask it of Meadham himself, preferably with a gun pointed to his head.
Well, you know Meadham's going to lie to you. I thought we had a chance with Dr. G.
There, I suppose.
As you guys are talking back and forth, you do notice the time, and you figure we should probably get to this delicatessen for our invitation to dinner.
Oh, it's time to get roughed up by the mob, guys. Let's not be late.
You don't think that's real?
I 100% do. I think they're going to be real salty about the Tony incident.
Well, then let's all go armed.
What could go wrong? Definitely armed, though.
What could
I'm
go
going to
wrong?
carry 2 revolvers.
Famous last words.
Lucian's got his C96 Mauser.
Do you guys go out and is there anything else you want to do at Caduceus quickly before you take off?
Like a million things, but no.
All right, you guys get out there. Heathcliff again waiting for you. You instruct him where to drive, and you drive through town and get to like a little Italy part of New York. And you get up to the address, and you do see like this, Cafe d'Italiano or some name like that. Their curtains are drawn. You can see a couple people in. You see someone kind of at the door, and he pulls up and he asks what. Cough came back. What would you like me to do?
I'll tell you what, Heathcliff, drop us off here and then drive away as if you're leaving. And if you could park just around the corner and try and surreptitiously keep an eye on the door if you could, just so that we know where you're parked in case we need to make a quick exit. Running for our lives.
He nods and shows you Lister Jack, and he's got a loaded gun on him too. And he nods.
Excellent.
And if you hear any gunshots ring out, drive around to the back.
He looks at Lucian for approval.
Nice. Good call, Maynard.
Yes, that's a good idea.
He nods. Pop's a fisherman's friend. You guys get out of the car and walk up to the cafe, and you see Philemon, and he opens the door as you as you guys walk up. Ah, friends, come in. And motions you guys in.
Maynard walks in looking confident but feeling very cautious.
Lucian walks in, not nearly as oblivious as he normally would in these situations. He's a bit wary.
Maynard suddenly
Yeah,
feeling very
Russ is on
self-conscious because
high alert.
we didn't bring
He's-
wine or anything to dinner. That was rude.
You guys walk in the front of this cafe. It looks closed up. The close signs on the door. He closes the door behind you and locks it. And there's no one really in here. The chairs are up on the tables. You see like a worker sweeping. And they got their head down and they're sweeping away. And you guys start to walk in the back room. And Maynard, as you look over your shoulder, as you're following Philemon, and the guy looks up and it's Tony sweeping the floor, and he kind of nods and goes back to sweeping the floor. You go and he leads you into a curtain into the back room. And there is 5 tables. And you see like people there, like they're being served by waiters. It's like the back room. Each table has 3 men. And they're sitting, they're dressed in business suits, they're eating meals. You can see the obvious distinctive bulges of handguns, shoulder holsters, shit like that.
Cool.
He walks through that room into another room into the back where there's a 10-seat round table at the rear, closes the curtains. You see 4 men sitting around the table, and they invite you to sit down. And he says, "Oh, hello. Turned out my friend is in town to meet everybody." And a man steps up and tucks his suit and introduces himself as Giuseppe Bonanno, the head of the mob. And we'll see you next time.
Whoa, that's a real guy, Bonanno.
Bananas?
Nice.
Joey Bananas?
The head of the mob.
I think so. Like it's
He
Jimmy
is
Bananas
a real dude.
or Johnny Bananas? Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
that's cool.
Thank you for listening to another episode from Actual Play Entertainment. Please rate us, review us, and subscribe. If you liked what you just heard, give us 5 stars and tell your friends. If you didn't like it, then tell your enemies. You'll show them. And for more information and content, visit actualplayentertainment.com.
Hey, I'm role playing here.